we're here today at the Hot Rod Show, and I am with Ruby James, and I got here next to me Mercury Charlie.
Woo! Right now we're sitting in the Sweet Nadine. She's famous. She has her own website.
Sweet Nadine.
Sweet Nadine. That's Mercury Charlie's pride and joy.
It's pretty cool. She's been featured in magazines from all over the world. It really amazes me where all this car has been seen.
And what's so cool is that we happen to be doing this interview during this Hot Rod convention, and I'm doing a show on Sunday out at Mercury Charlie's shop with Rosie Flores, because Rosie and I are starting a project together called the Rosie Ruby Review. So we're doing a show after this big ride on Sunday. We're going to go for a ride in this car in Nadine, and then we're going to end at his shop and do a show with Junior Brown.
The perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
And the name, I love Rosie Ruby. That sounds
Rosie Ruby.
That sounds so good.
I know that's just our working title, but it seems to be working. So I think
everybody's really truly excited about what they're about to do. I mean, it really, with describing and everything what these two ladies do and what they're about to try to do for the first time together, it's going to be an interesting gig. We can't wait to see this.
He claimed it for his show. He's like, we gotta get your debut at my show, my party.
Which is unbelievable.
And we're sitting right outside of the Continental Club, which is so Austin. You know, that's like the first place I went when I came to Austin for the first time. This whole strip is part of what I love so much about Austin. And the first night I ever came here, I played at the Continental Club that night, and I was like, where am I? I have got to move to this city. This is like the coolest city ever. So the Continental Club is where I'm going to be having my album release show on April 29th with Will and Charlie Sexton. They're going to play that night, and we're going to do it over there.
Wow. So how did you meet with Charlie Sexton? How did your paths cross?
A good friend of mine named Matt McCormick was the one that brought me to Austin, because I was singing in his band called the Rock Bottom Choir, and Will, that was kind of his and Will's band, along with some other great musicians. And Will, he was never really presented to me as the producer. Like, I was looking around town for other producers, but I just liked Will. When I met him, he just had this really cool vibe. So I told my friend Matt, I said, I want to make an album with Will. He's like, well, just tell him that. So I told him, and the next thing I know, I'm here in Austin, and he tells me, well, you know, my brother Charlie is going to play on it. He's going to help us out a little bit. He's like, you know, trust me, he's like the best guitar player in the world. So I was like, okay, cool. Will and Charlie, and then our friend Mike Thompson from LA, who plays keyboards with the Eagles. It was like, that was our little group, and we kind of holed up for a few days in Charlie's old house and recorded, and it was just sort of like magic was kind of in the air, and everyone could kind of feel it. So yeah, that's how that project kind of came about.
Serendipity.
Yeah.
If you want to, you know, think about the impression part of it, you know, Charlie Sexton's done a lot of stuff with a lot of people for a long time. So for her to gain his attention, to me, even though I kept meeting Ruby over and over again at Charlie's house for Thanksgiving and Christmas and these different things, and I hadn't heard, but I knew something was going on, and I knew it was going to be really good, because if Charlie's involved with it, you know, he's got such an insanely picky ear, you know, as, you know, some of those musicians do have. And I knew when I finally would hear Ruby's stuff that I was going to get blown away. And I had the CD, she gave that to me, and I didn't want to listen to it. I set it aside and I said, I'm going to wait until I see this girl in person and do it from there first. And when I finally got to go see her in person the first time, I was like, yep, there's something here that really is really good.
See, I don't know how to open the door.
I'll be right with you. I'm going to get her.
Okay.
Get you out over here. Just step over the helmet.